We'd like to call this meeting order. This is the Board of Commissioners meeting, August 30th at 10 a.m. August 30th. Good night. That's about the end of, well, it is the end of summer.
Recording in progress.
Yeah, that's true. It's not cooling down. It's heating up. This is going to be a monster hot week.
I saw that. I should have stayed in Alaska.
Should have stayed in Alaska, Gage. Did you catch fish?
Oh, yeah. We caught quite a few fish.
That's good.
150 pounds I brought back with me.
Did you? Well, the freezer will be full this winter.
Yeah.
If any of us are hungry or run out of food, we can go to Commissioner
If you need
Frost.
fish, let me know.
All right. Well, we're going to start this day with the Pledge of Allegiance by Stan Burnish, invocation by Commissioner Harvey, and Thought of the Day by Commissioner Frohr. So with that, Stan.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we're grateful for the opportunity to meet here in this form of government to conduct the affairs of Weber County today. We're grateful, Father in heaven, for our privileges, and we're grateful for a fantastic staff here. Do such a wonderful job. Please bless and encourage them to continue to do their best and do so with integrity and honor. Grateful for their efforts. We're also grateful for the people of this county. We ask a blessing on the presenters today, that they'll be able to articulate their message clearly, and that we will have the understanding to be able to make the best decisions on behalf of those residents here. This is our prayer. We say in the name of the Savior, Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen.
All right.
So,
Commissioner Frohr.
yeah, Mr. Chair, my thoughts were kind of where you were headed in your comments, that last week, a summer for most people. Next week starts our fall season, and this is the time of year when you look back at the summer, and it was I think overall, water was in our favor. The rainfall worked out very well. Hopefully we'll have some more coming up this fall, but it makes you appreciate our seasons. I just came back from Alaska, and boy, it's consistent up there, consistent rain. They had 10 inches of rain so far in August, more expected today. I don't know how many we get in the state of Utah in the year, but it's not much more than, 10, 15 inches. So a lot of water there. We have a lot of desert, but guess what? We get to enjoy our 4 seasons, and with any luck, we'll have a good snow season, which means we can enjoy our great ski slopes up in the mountains. So that's my thought, Mr. Chair.
That's a great thought. That is a great thought. Man alive. I appreciate it. So, Mr. Crockett, are you feeling a little odd today? The gentleman next to you is clean shaven, and Gage, come back clean shaven, and here you and I sit, the two that are left in the county.
We can hold out.
You think?
Hold out.
My knees are feeling a little weak right now. I'm not sure I can make it. Oh, Craig over here. He's got it. Yeah, look at there. That's okay. Pardon me.
It's National Freak Out Your Coworkers Day.
Pardon?
It's National Freak Out Your Coworkers Day, so we thought we'd take care of that.
Is it really?
No. Or it's National Try to Be Like Charlie Ewert Day. One of those two.
Well, yeah, Charlie, he got rid of his this year. Marty, what are you going to do? You going to get rid of yours? You keep it always.
Charlie's,
Oh, my
Charlie's
life.
was his was tied to the passage of the general plan. He said he would shave his beard as soon as the general plan was passed.
My wife, she's been riding me like a mule lately. She's had it.
She's ready to have it off, huh?
Uh-huh. Well, okay. We will go to public comment. Is there anybody who's care to stand up and comment on agenda items today? We'd love to hear from you. I see none. All right, we'll move on. Consent items on the agenda. We'll start out with approval of the warrants as listed today for $2,794,432. Request for approval of purchase orders in the amount of $447,007. Item 3 is, item 3 is the summary of those warrants. Ricky, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We issued 13 purchase orders this week for $447,000. Two-thirds of that amount, or $291,000, is for the jail, which was primarily evidence room construction as well as a rooftop unit. 24%, or $107,000, is for the animal shelter, which also was receiving a new rooftop unit. 6%, or $27,000, is being spent for computers for the public defender's office. As far as warrants, we issued 280 checks this week for $2.8 million. Just under a quarter of that amount, $629,000, was related to 3 escrow releases, one for Cherokee Farms, one for Suncrest Meadows, and one for Eden Storage. 19%, or $538,000, was 2 ramp awards. One to, most of it was to Aerospace Heritage Foundation, and then the second one was to Ogden Pioneer Days Foundation. 17%, or $473,000, was for roads to purchase a new paver. 8%, or $223,000, was for the sheriff to purchase vehicles. 7%, or $207,000, was our monthly contribution to the Weber Human Services Organization, and then 6%, or $164,000, is checks made on behalf of Weber Housing Authority to do housing payments.
Thank you, Ricky. Any questions, commissioners? All right, I'll move on then. Item 4 on our consent agenda is request for approval of the minutes of August 23rd. Item 5 is request for approval of new business licenses. Item 6 is request for approval of new beer licenses. Item 7 is request for the Weber County Sheriff Office for approval to surplus a Ski-Doo snowmobile. Item 8, request for approval of amendments to interlocal agreements by and between Weber County and the following 24-hour surveillance on a ballot box in Pleasant View, Uena City, and West Haven. Item 9 is request for approval of ratification of an IDC grant modification for a grant by and between Weber County and the State of Utah Indigent Defense Commission to cover increased costs of Surface laptops. All right, commissioners, any questions? Love to see what. Yeah, go ahead.
With regards, I just want to compliment Ricky and his election teams. Well, your second cousin, once removed, Senator Romney, was here with the elections office here about a week ago, and toured, and the presentation made it. That was really good, Ricky. You guys did a wonderful job. And of course, your office, as far as I'm concerned, there's a lot of talk about that, but I don't believe that. In fact, I know it doesn't happen in Weber County. You guys are as good as it gets around here, and I just wanted to compliment you, so I don't have any reservations on any of these.
Do either of you wish to make a motion?
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chair,
Okay.
that we approve item F like, what's that phonetic?
I remember
One through-
Commissioner Four used that one last
Yes, I
time.
believe he did, and those of us trying to keep up on our phonetic alphabet, item 1 through and including 9.
I'll second that.
Hold on, I can't accept that. The phonetic or not, it wasn't mentioned.
Foxtrot.
There you go. Okay, now I will accept it.
I'll still second it.
Okay. The motion is to approve the consent items, F's and Foxtrot, 1 through 9. All in favor, say
Aye.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay.
rebuttal to the family reunion relation.
Yeah, I thought about saying something, then I thought just leave it alone. Okay, but I'm guaranteed he's at least fifth or sixth removed. Action items today, G1. It's a resolution 40-2022. For the Weber County, Commission Weber County appointing members to the Ogden Valley Park District. Commissioner Ford, this is in your portfolio. Oh, hold on, you bet. Stacy, you're standing up there. Let's go to you first. I'm sorry.
All right, good morning.
Morning.
Christopher Allen was a member of the Ogden Valley Park District, and he has retired from the board, creating a midterm vacancy. I posted for the required 14 days, and I received 2 applications that you have before you, so just looking for approval on one of the applications to fill the remainder of the appointment to expire in December 31st, 2024.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, now, Commissioner Ford, this is in your portfolio.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So I believe we had 2 applications. I've had a little discussion with a couple of the board members up there, and both these people are very well qualified. But after talking with a couple of the board members up there, I'm going to go ahead and nominate Mr. Lon Child to serve on the Ogden Valley Park District as presented by Ms. Stacy Skeen this morning, which would be Resolution 40-2022.
I'll second that motion, Mr. Chair.
Very good. We have a motion and a second. Craig, you want to call this?
Roll call vote for Resolution 40-2022. Commissioner Frohr?
Aye.
Commissioner Harvey?
Aye.
Chair Jenkins?
Aye. Very good. Thanks, Stace. Appreciate that. All right. Item 2 today is request for approval of a resolution 41-2022 of the County Commission of Weber County confirming their direction to the cross appeals of the 2022 centrally assessed property taxes. Cortland Erickson. Mr. Erickson.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Every year, certain properties within the state of Utah are assessed for their valuation by the State Tax Commission's Property Tax Division. Typically, these are mining properties, railroads, utilities, very large companies that by statute, the county assessor does not assess their business personal property. It's the state that does that. And when these taxpayers, if they disagree with the value that was assigned to their property, they have the right to file an appeal to the State Tax Commission. And counties are impacted by this because
that by statute, the county assessor does not assess their business personal property. It's the state that does that. And when these taxpayers, if they disagree with the value.
There you go.
Okay.
Sorry.
Anyway, so this impacts the tax revenue that counties receive. And so counties have the opportunity to participate in these appeals as a responding party. And so each year we have the decision, do we want to participate in these appeals as a party, typically along with the Property Tax Division and other counties, in trying to make sure that the values are upheld at a fair and reasonable value that gives the county the tax revenue it needs in an equal, just manner. And so the question before you today is whether to approve the filing of cross appeals for PacifiCorp, Lumen Technologies, which used to be CenturyLink, Utah Railway Company, and then Compass Minerals Ogden. 3 of those were already filed at your direction. The last one is Compass Minerals, and that will be filed if you approve this.
And do you have a recommendation on that?
The recommendation is to go ahead and file based on what you've directed in the past.
Good. Commissioners, questions for Cortland?
No.
It seems simple enough.
No, I think we've talked about this enough, so.
Would either of you care to make a motion?
I'll be happy to, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
It's my motion that we approve Resolution 41-2022 as presented by Mr. Erickson this morning regarding centrally assessed properties.
Second.
Very good. We have a motion second. All in favor, say aye. Up. That is true. Mr. Craig Brandt.
Roll call vote for Resolution 41-2022. Commissioner Faur.
Aye.
Commissioner Harvey.
Aye.
Chair Jenkins.
Aye. Whoa. I get quick on the trigger here.
Why, it's okay.
All right, item 3 is request for approval of a final reading of ordinance 2022-22 of County Commissioners, Weber County, amending section 16-2-12 of the Weber County Code. Steve Collier.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Again, just for the second reading on this, so we propose three minor changes to section 16.2.12. One, to remove the survey filing discount. It was intended to save time and has actually shown to take up more time. And two, to change what is shown in the interlocal subdivision plat review fee to show defined by contract, because that service is provided solely when there's a contract in place. And three, just for clarity, added a line item for subdivision plat review fee that reads, see section 16.2.5 land use application fees. Those are the three changes proposed in this resolution.
Very good. So I received no emails, no comments. Did either of you
Not on
on
this.
this? No, I didn't
No.
either.
Not one.
So, Stace, we don't have anything online about this, right? Any comments? No, never did. All right, I don't have a problem with this. Would either of you care to make a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'd be happy to
Yes.
make a motion to approve the final reading of the ordinance 2022-22 of the County Commissioners, Weber County, regarding section 16-2-12 of the Weber County Code Ordinance.
Second.
Very good. We have a motion and a second. Mr. Craig Brandt, would you call this?
Roll call vote for ordinance 2022-22. Commissioner Faur.
Aye.
Commissioner Harvey.
Aye.
Chair Jenkins.
Aye. Good. All right. Item number 4 is request for approval of ordinance 2022-23, amending section 45-3 of the Weber County Code Ordinance. Steve Collier, once again.
Yes, thank you. Again, so section 45.3 is concerning the filing of survey plats. So that's a state mandate. Every survey, every boundary that's retraced in Utah is to be filed at the county surveyor's office. So we have item 45.32A, which we would like to remove, providing that filed surveys shall be screened by the county surveyor's office. We don't find that to be an effective process. We are required to file the survey regardless of the screening, and we'd like to better use our time, our resources in another direction. So we would like to remove item 45.32A, providing that filed surveys shall be screened by the county surveyor's office.
Questions, Commissioners? We've gone through this last week. This is the final reading.
Final reading, no?
All right. I'd accept a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion.
Yes.
We approve 2022-23, which is section 45-3 of the Weber County Code of Ordinances.
Very good. I have a motion
Second.
and a second. Mr. Craig Brandt, do you want to call that?
Okay, roll call vote for ordinance 2022-23. Commissioner Faur.
Aye.
Commissioner Harvey.
Aye.
Chair Jenkins.
Aye. Very good. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you,
Passes.
Commissioners.
All right, item 5 is request for approval of a contract between Weber County and Shums Coda Associates for inspection and plan review services as needed. Mr. Stan Bernick.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Stan. Good to have you here today.
So basically, this is a one of two contracts that we'd like to have approved for. It's a multi-award contract. We put this out to bid for 5 different contractors. We had 3 that qualified. 2 ended up giving us their proposals and contracts at the end, and we're going to run with those 2. They're currently giving us services now, but we want to update and get these contracts in place so that we're doing everything correctly. They're With state mandate and current manpower, we're using contract services more and more. We're also in the process of working with HR to hire another full-time inspector. Our current projections don't show us slowing. We're actually 8% ahead right now on permit issuance for 2022 over 2021. And revenues are good in supporting everything that we're doing. Both of these contracts that you'll be looking at are similar in nature to where it comes to the bottom line of an hourly contracted rate, depending on how they actually projected it, whether it be hourly plus a trip charge. There's multiple things that are in these contracts, but the bottom line is they all come within a few dollars of one another for each and everything that they do. Questions?
Very good. Questions, Commissioners, either of you?
I do have a question, Mr. Chair. So, Stan, can you tell me about what the average time is now for plan review when resident brings in plans and before they're ready to pick up a permit? Just on average, what would that be?
Well, state mandate has it to where within 14 business days, all reviewing entities should have at least done their initial review, and then any responses that may need to be addressed is what changes that timeline. So if the submittal comes in and it's clean, we're seeing most entities doing it anywhere between 10 and 14 days. It's running a little bit long in some cases, but oftentimes, more often than not, it's caused on the applicant side just due to either a poor submittal or poor response time from maybe their engineer, their architect, or design professional, whatever that might be. But we're working, my staff has been instructed that we're working harder to actually dial back our times. We're not just targeting mandate now, we're looking to target a county deadline of our own internally to roll this back to 10 days and with 5 days in our long-range sites. But I can't speak for all divisions for this to happen. Within my division, that's what we're looking for. We want to get on top of it. So with current staffing, and we don't contract a lot of our plan reviews, but if we need to, we will. We're just, we don't want to be out there every time just before mandate.
All right.
And oftentimes we are.
So you're pretty confident that we're within the 14 days in most cases then, as mandated by state code?
I would say yes, absolutely.
Okay.
We have run over on occasion due to circumstance, I think, but most of the time the applicant is reasonable in their understanding as to what may have occurred, and they're not in that rush. We did have one applicant, which we did issue 2 permits to a couple of weeks ago, who wanted to exercise state mandate for plan review excusance, and we did just that. We did issue them. They had to follow to get their land use permits and their state SWIP things in order, but we did do that.
Good.
We followed state mandate. We don't want to see that happen again, but if it does, if I find that something happened in our process, we're going to look at that, and if that's the case, if it was on the county side, and somebody wishes to exercise that, by all means, the county dropped the ball. But we don't want to see that become a pattern, and we're not.
Yeah. So we haven't had too many cases where they've actually pulled them and gone to a private
One time.
understate, just one time?
One time.
Okay. All right, that's my question.
Good, that's good. So basically, these contracts take the highs and lows out, the ebbs and flows, and try to even that out a little.
Yes, it does. And again, even contract services having a hard time keeping up, statewide and regionally.
Right.
But yeah, that's what it's all about. We've got so much in-house staff, which we do want to add one more to. It's in our budget. But we also want to make sure that we have these services available to us, and that's why the as-needed basis comes in. So depending on, where the ebb and tide is, we can cover it and get there. Because 3 days is our limit on getting an inspector to a job site for that inspection after it's been requested.
Very good. Thank you, sir. All right, commissioners, how about a motion?
Well, I'll make that motion, Mr. Chair. While this is in your portfolio, I'm happy to.
I'd appreciate that.
Yes, that we make that approval of the West Coast Code Consultants for inspection and plan review services.
Very good. I have a motion.
Wait, hold on, was that West Coast or is that Shums Coda?
I think Shum's what was brought
That's
up
Shums
first.
Coda.
Yeah, that's true.
West
We haven't
Coast to
finished
follow.
that one yet.
Move back one.
Shums Coda Associates, thank you very much.
Very good.
I'll second that.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Sometimes I get like, our chair.
Yeah, like me, a little quick on the trigger.
Trick, yeah.
Pull back-
All right,
pull back
Stan,
the frames a little bit.
so the next one's the exact same thing, just different one, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Same contract?
Yes. I
Okay.
mean, language is slightly different.
Yeah,
but yes, the same scope of work.
Same scope, that's what I wanted to hear. Okay.
Mr. Harv, you want to do that again?
No, I've been sufficiently humbled this morning. Go ahead, Mr. Ford.
All right, I'd make a motion to approve the contract between Weber County and this time West Coast Code Consultants for inspection and plan review as presented by Mr. Stan Burnick this morning.
And I'll second that.
Oh, fine, great.
Well, you-
Super, no, that's fine.
We're humbled enough.
He's humbled.
Very.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Very good. Thanks, Stan. We appreciate you. All right, item 7 is request for approval of contract between Weber County, Weber State for the Weber State University for the Weber State men's ice hockey 23-23. Why is it written that way? Season ice agreement.
Should be 22-23.
That's what I wondered. 22.
Should be 22, yeah, 23.
22-23. Very good. Mariko Rollins, thank you. Welcome from
Good morning.
here.
Good morning.
I'm presenting the contract today for this season for their games to indemnify us and the program for liability. But I also would like to mention that this program, for the first time in 20 years, has the most retention and highest appeal for recruitment. And that says a lot about our facility and the county, but also in our community right now. Sports are at an all-time high for us. We're excited, but the kids and I call them kids, the kids in this program and on this team run their own finances. They run their own schedule. They do all of the managerial duties. They do all of the game duties. So that contract not only represents what we do on our side, but it represents 30 men learning how to manage finances and manage themselves and build businesses. So I think that's something that we don't talk about enough with our agreements. And Weber State provides, I think, great support, but it's also these men that are learning how to operate, and that should be celebrated. So thank you.
Very good. Questions, commissioners? Commissioner Harvey?
This is
your
wonderful, yeah.
portfolio.
Mariko's done such a great job in all the age hockey programs, and especially this one, now the collegiate level, and we're grateful for this skill that you've really done a wonderful job on. Thank you. Now, we've got a former coach who really ought to comment as what you're on the diocese. So,
Well, I'm happy to comment. So, yeah, I'm obviously what Weber State Hockey's done up there. And keep in mind, as Mariko mentioned, it's a club team, so they finance this themselves. They receive no financial support from the university. At least they didn't back when I was involved.
Right. They receive some waivers.
Yeah.
It's in exchange for many hours of service.
Anyway, it's a great program, and as she said, it's an opportunity for these young men to participate in sports at the same time learn a lot of other life learned lessons. So I fully support the program.
Is that a motion?
No, I think that's
well, I'll make that motion, Mr. Chair, that we approve
Love to hear that.
with contract between Weber County and Weber State for the ice hockey, 22-23.
second.
Very good. We have a motion and a second to approve this contract. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Mariko. We appreciate you coming. Well, that brings us to the last thing here under commissioner comments. Today it's time to redo for next month the Stall of Fame, and our recipient of the Stall of Fame this time for this next month is Mrs. Stacy Skeen. Stacy, would you like to come up here? This is kind of exciting to see this happen.
Well deserved.
And with this, she gets a pat on the back and a hurrah, hurrah, and a keychain and several other things. So I think we ought to all go down and have our pictures taken with her, don't you?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'll bet.
Oh.
Hey, Stacy, would you mind taking a picture?
Bring that famous keychain.
Congratulations. Nice. We appreciate it. And all you do for us. This is very...
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Way to go, Stace.
Well, it's been a good day. Under Commissioner comments, the time's yours if you'd like to comment on anything today.
I think I'm good.
Do you?
I'm watching the TV, you both are looking this way.
Never a loss for words in your department.
Lost for words today.
Really?
Wow.
Well, I agree with what Commissioner Farrar was saying earlier. The fact that we had a tremendous August. Man, we had a great fair. A lot of good things happened in August. Commissioner Farrar went fishing. That's as good as it gets.
That was a pretty nice spot, yeah.
Yeah.
Those fish are fun to catch.
They are. It's a fun thing. Well, I really don't have anything else, so.
I have one thing.
Yeah.
Just for those who might still be watching online now or later, our budget hearings are coming up for the 2023 calendar year, and they're open meetings. We don't usually get a lot of people attending, but you're always welcome to come in and watch what we do, during the budget times. There's a lot of people that want to comment during the other times, but really the meat of the matter happens during the budget. And so, once again, we invite you to get involved.
Yeah. Question on that, since you have, are we gonna Zoom those meetings?
We've never done that in the past, have we, Shelley? Yeah. They're work meetings.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
We've not done that.
It'd be up to the commission if you want to. It's discretionary.
Well, I was just really asking the question. I think my preference would be not to Zoom them.
Yeah.
If people are interested, they should come down.
I agree.
In my 30 years of doing budget hearings, I've never had anybody step in.
Yeah.
Very good.
That's pretty typical.
All right. I'm still waiting for a motion.
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Chair.
Second?
Okay, I've got a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned. Thank you.
What am I gonna do?